I'll give you a quick update before we get through the video. Basically, Super Duty out of the shop, complete, ready to go. Great feeling. I've pulled 2 trailers with it so far. It pulls excellent. With the IDIs, if you throw a turbo on it and really, get them in time and get the fuel right on it, they're great trucks. I mean, they're not like a brand new 7.3 or, 6.7, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, for what it is just a pulling machine. So it is going to be ready for this season to pull all the trucks wherever they need to go. Now, the old trailer that I built 2 videos back, that's done. So we got a new trailer that's in the yard right now. It's off the old tapped mega truck. So if you know anything about mega trucks or you follow anyone, it used to be the old tap truck trailer. We got that for a song and dance. It's actually a pretty decent big Tex trailer. It's got ramps. There's really nothing that needs to be done to it besides like wiring for the winch. But besides that, it's ready to go. As always, the subscriber count's gone up. The view count has gone up. I want to thank you guys a lot because basically that's what helps me produce these videos. I got a lot of content to put on here, but it's like sorting through everything I do. What would you guys like to see? Not making it too damn long, which is what we're doing right now. So let's get into it. Thanks a lot, guys. So just another quick shout out, a big shout out to New England Race Fuels.
Behave very well like a person, and also you are not too drunk. You are the one who should advise the public.
There she is behind me. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to pull the mud truck off of this trailer. You remember the trailer got the axle for? That's specifically for this truck. Well, we got a better trailer. So this one is getting scrapped. You might ask me why such a beautiful young trailer is getting scrapped. I'll give you a little insight. Yeah, that's right. Box frame. See? I don't know if you can see it with the light. Yep. Box frame. That is just paper thin. It's right on the rear where I welded the dumps on. So it's not so much I worry about on and off because I mean, if it bends when I'm taking things on and off. Look where the tire sits.
Look at that. Look at that. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Not too confident in it. I mean, look, even on the pintle side, on the neck itself, it's got some rust holes. And I mean, for most people, that's fine. But as weird as it may sound, I don't want to take risks. Not with, like, however much I've pissed into this truck, plus the trailer, plus the other truck. That cracks off on one side, swerves out. It's going to take this truck with it, that truck with it, everything that's in this truck when I go out to the event, and it's going to take a trailer. All right, let's get to it. Let's rip this fucking goddamn trailer off. She's still in the jack stands, so we might have to write the jack stands off.
I will remember you.
It ain't gonna be swell for the jack stands, I'll tell you that right now. Fucking oil. Oh, she's shaking it. You know what they say, boys? If she's shaking it, she's making it. Stupid goddamn camera cut off. Whenever it goes to connect to Bluetooth, it's not great. It's not. Oh yeah, that's definitely not fucking great. Let's see. Oh, not even of the Harbor Freight quality. These fuckers. Well, I did a little damage, but what are you gonna do, boys? All right, so first things first. Safety first. But if you're stupid and you don't have wood or mafia blocks, then you can just rock and roll one of these at the back of the trailer. That way, when it goes on the back of the trailer, it doesn't leverage it up like a seesaw. I'll tell you boys, there's a lot of things I really put a lot of trust into, like the FFA, the NRA, and well, the Chevrolet. Because I kid you not, every time I get in this thing, oh, she starts right up. Oh, like music. She just wants to go. Oh yeah, and that wasn't difficult. Turns out the winch broke on me like halfway through, so I have to like hook the battery here and then arc it out on this guy.
Well, if that's the case, why is it so many workers are injured or die every year because of needless electrical accidents?
To have it feed, but probably a bad controller, to be completely honest with you, but it's on the truck. That's all I give a shit about. Pressure washed it for like the first time in a gazillion and a half years. So yeah, she's ready to go. I am fucking exhausted. I'm gonna cut this video short, and we'll jump through tomorrow and see what progress we've made.
Tomorrow for sure.
All right, well, she's here, and I might as well introduce you to the new trailer. So basically, it's like a Big Tex Gov Planet trailer. The guy previously owned it, has a mud truck as well, so he built up the sides so it'll allow this to fit in, and it like just fits in there pretty good compared to the other trailer. But the thing I like about it is, for one, it's got leafs all the way around instead of the torsion axles. And then it's got also the big heavy-duty 8-lug hubs. I think these are rated for 7,000 pounds. I may be wrong, but brand new rubber on them. The trailer's from Louisiana originally, so it's got next to no fucking rust on it. It's got a little bit of surface rust, obviously, and I pressure washed this, so it's got dirt all over it. But it's a real solid trailer. It's a beamed frame, so I know water's not going to get trapped in it. All the eyes and everything are already welded on it. They welded up little brackets to keep a truck box in here. And what I'm probably going to do is weld a couple more, put a couple more truck boxes just for fuel and shit like that. But besides that, yeah, that's the old girl. This is the winch. She's hurting, but we'll remedy that. Maybe. I don't know. By the looks of it, I think I'm gonna need way more garage than I already got. Yeah. All right, so I guess I needed an ATV to get around some of these events. So I picked up this nice little 300EX. Can't really see it all that great because lights are kind of shitty in here. But great 300EX. It's all there pretty much. Tires are brand fucking new. It starts up, it runs, but it's very noisy and it's very smoky. Now, once it's actually fully warmed up with new gas in it, it's still smoky. So from what I've read, between what I know about engines in general, there could be a couple of things going on. Carburetor could be running a little too rich. It's possible, not fucking likely. Oil can be seeping into the combustion chamber via the valves, which are the guides. It is likely. And the cylinder, probably the oil wipers, are shot. Now, the two things when you're buying a used quad you have to keep in mind. Number one, you don't know how hard the previous owner beat on these things. He could have basically started this up. As soon as it started, just beat the piss out of it for 10 years. It's 2001, so it's
About 3% of our national population is retarded.
it's pretty fucking old. Not for me. I mean, this is pretty new. But anyway, they're always going to tell you, no, I took good care of it. You know, it's always been fucking garage kept, and I waited and warmed it up and, you know, just rode it to church on Sundays, to the dirt church. But anyway, it's making a little bit of noise, and we're going to tear the top end apart to see really what's going on. All right, so here's another quick tip. The first thing you can do, because Honda recommends apparently that you change the oil filter pretty damn frequently, which I will almost guarantee that most people do not do. But anyway, whenever you're having a problem with the motor in general, the window into the motor, so to speak, is the oil filter. If you have something going on in this motor where it's tearing the motor apart, well, the oil filter is going to catch all that schmoo. So what we're going to do is take out the oil filter first. I mean, we already have it disassembled, but we're going to take out the oil filter and just give her a gander. Because, I mean, as long as we don't see any flakes of metal in here, it's kind of a relief. Should be a spring in there. Yeah. What do we see? Oh, it's not a shitty oil filter. That's good. It looks okay. The oil smells pretty nasty. And here's another thing, right? When you're going through this thing and you realize that half the bolts are rounded off, or there's RVT on every friggin' seal, you can damn well assume that some other fucking asshole has already been in there goofing around with the thing. All right, well, I tore it all down. It turns out that there's goods and there's bads, like with everything. The good side is this was overboard to 80 mil. And it's true 80 mil. I mic'd it out. So it's not oversized at all. The cylinder itself doesn't have any... Ooh, excuse me, I said Popeyes. The cylinder itself is pretty round. So we can go through there with a honing tool and just clean it up basically to reseat the rings. Everything was pretty good. There were some telltale signs that whoever, I don't know, rebuilt it, I guess, did it just like the cheapest way humanly possible. So the top end, I bought all new Versa valves for it because, for one, they were carboned up like you've never seen before. And the clearances on the exhaust side were way open. So we clearanced this side and put the new valve in there, and it's right where it should be, line on line for both the intake and the exhaust side. So basically we just cleaned the head up best we could in-house, put the new valves in, the new keepers, valve guides, etc., to make sure this guy was good. Cam looks pretty good. There's a little bit of wear, but nothing that's out of spec. The rockers look fine. So we're gonna send a hone down here and reseat the piston because we just got our set of rings from JE. The actual piston that was in here was a forged JE piston. Which was a welcome surprise. So we'll bore hone it. See, it's all shiny. I mean, for the most part, there isn't a whole lot of damage in it. But it needs that cross hatching for those rings to seat. All right, so she came out pretty good. There is a spot on this side right there where the piston was slapping. It's probably because when I checked the ring gaps, the end gap on the first two rings, not the oil scraper side, one was at 50, one was at 48, when the specs are 1450 or 1314, one or the other. So way open wide, it was allowing that piston to shake all over.